Hello, I am testing a bunch of new stuff tonight. So thank you for once again being my guinea pigs for all of this stuff. Do me a favor, if you don't mind, say something in the chat so I can see if I have it working or not. Fingers crossed. Hey, there we go. We can show these. Perfect. That is awesome. All right, so next time I got to get the this a little bit higher. Good to know. But you guys can see this stuff, which is great. So I have this picture here now, and I think that's kind of fun. All right, so I can see, I'm just testing all this out. How are you guys? We already have 12 people here. That's really nice. If you guys would not mind, like right below me, if you're on a computer, you should see like a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you would not mind clicking the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Hello, Andy. How are you? Looks like I am talking about, there's about a 6 or 7 second delay. So just be aware of that. If you ask something, it takes a little bit of time. Hello, how are you? Hello, Denise. Terrence clapping. Megan has hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Megan. You guys are so nice. I really appreciate you helping me learn all this stuff. I'm trying to get a little bit better every single time. Anyway, I'm Jamie. I am here to answer your questions and hopefully help you with GLP-1 or weight loss or mindset or anything like that. If at some point my screen goes black, it is just because my fat fingers scrolled back out of the screen. So give me 10 seconds and I will come back and reset the screen. Thank you, Denise, for the thumbs up down here, for clicking the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Hello, Bev. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a good day. Christy, hello. Hello. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to use the pictures. I'm learning how to show the chats here. I'm learning how to do other stuff. If you were here at the very beginning, I had a countdown. I thought that was kind of cool, learning how to do that. Perfectly fine to just listen, Crystal. Perfectly fine. Brenda, hello. I'm learning how to use the YouTubes. Howdy, Jennifer. How are you? I'm enjoying YouTube, and I don't know. We'll see how long I hang out here for you guys as we just get started. I'm going to start having guests where I will have either I'll have some that are pre-recorded, and then I'll do some live guests as well, kind of learning how to do all of this stuff. Works. Hey, way to go, Hey, Travis. Awesome. Get that leg day in, or lower body day in. Jody, nice to see you. Thanks for being here, Jody. I appreciate that. Kind of fun that I can show your comments on the screen. I think it'll be helpful that if I ever get a bunch of people in here and I'm actually answering questions, I can just keep it up while I'm answering those questions. Oh, we have motorcycles racing. That's not good. That's dangerous. I'm such an old man. That's dangerous. Christine, hello in New Jersey. How are you? Everyone take a drink with me. I'm to be careful. I think anytime I touch my microphone, it stops working. CC loves the content. The boring middle video and my affirmations are spot on. Oh, I think that's so awesome, CC. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I really like doing the daily affirmation videos. They're not super hard to do, but I find they're helpful for me. Like every day, I'm like, all right, and I follow that one. And so that's really great. Like today it was, I follow the process, not my mood, which I needed that one today because I had no desire to work out today or walk today. None. Like 0.0%. But, trust the process. I follow the process, and I worked out, and I got a walk in, and I feel fantastic. And so sometimes that's what you got to do. That is right. Get your water ready. When I drink, you drink. Those are the rules. Hey, Sandy, how are you? And Doris, nice to see you. Thanks for popping by, Doris. I appreciate that. Webchick walked 1.75 miles today. Fantastic. Were you outside or was it indoors? Here in North Dakota, it actually got nice today. It's 56 degrees now. It was 60 earlier. I got an outdoor walk in. I sure miss walking outdoors. In the winter here, it's just not an option for much of the year. So it was awesome able to walk outside. But if you guys are just joining here, my name is Jamie. This picture is me 3.5 years ago. This is almost 4 years ago, actually, at this point. My highest weight was 650 pounds. And I've now lost 370 pounds. I use GLP-1 medication, and I do a lot of walking and weightlifting. And so I'm here really to answer any questions and provide any support that I can with anything. So feel free to make a comment. If you have a question, happy to answer it. I focus obviously on GLP-1, but mindset, the mental, emotional aspect of weight loss. I'm also a certified personal trainer and certified wellness coach and certified nutrition coach through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And I have learned to really love using my body, even for very basic movements. And so I like to encourage people to do that and answer questions about that as well. So if you have any, happy to answer them for you. And then if you don't mind clicking little thumb, if you're on a computer, clicking a little thumbs up somewhere, wherever you see it on your screen, would very much appreciate that. Andy, just wait till OAC in July. You want to walk indoors? Yeah, I mean, Orlando when's OAC? End of July is going to be rough. I think I'm going to go. There's a GLP-1 like TikTok meetup in Atlanta at the end of June. I think I'm going to do. Going to be rough. It's going to be beautiful. Or it's going to be hot. I was reading this question. Beautiful day in the neighborhood in Colorado. Beverly, I'm jealous of Beverly. She lives in the mountains. She has beautiful views. I live in the flatland. North Dakota is as flat as they get. You cannot get any flatter than where I live, for sure. I'm going to awkwardly sit here until you guys start asking me for help about stuff. Brutal. Yeah, that's exactly, Andy. I was saying it's going to be brutal while reading Bev's message saying, I was saying brutal while reading the word beautiful, and it came out as brutal. Did I just invent a word? I just invented a word. Oh my God. Hey, Nancy. You're hoping I was elaborating on the short I did about finding what fits you, not what we fit in. Oh yeah, Nancy. So what Nancy is talking about here is, so I do coaching and personal training, and I have Adriana is one of the folks that I have been coaching, and she's okay with me telling this story. By the way, I would not tell the story without her permission. She and I were having a coaching session, and she had purchased a dress. She had bought a dress for an upcoming event, and the dress was not fitting her very well. Like she said it was okay, but just not perfect for her. And she was a little upset about it because, she had bought this dress and she wanted her body to be perfect for it. And after thinking about it, she realized that she did not have to fit this dress. She just had to get a dress that fit her. And it really kind of got me thinking that so much of what we do when we're trying to lose weight is fit this preconceived mold of what we think perfect looks like physically, or what the perfect thing to do is, and we try to force ourself into something that maybe just doesn't fit us. And instead, what we should do is, rather than try to force us to fit into something, whether it be clothing in this case, or a certain way that you like to eat, or movement that you like, rather than force yourself, try to find something that works for you, that fits your needs. So as an example, let's say you don't like to jog. Well, why would you try to make yourself into someone who jogs for health if that is just not a thing that you like. Instead, find the thing that you like and do that thing, even if it's not as perfect as jogging. Find the dress that you like that fits you, even if it's not the perfect dress. And that's maybe if that's what you want me to elaborate on, Nancy, a little bit, that's kind of what that was about. Hey, Julie, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Travis says your dogs are saviors for motivation to get out and walk. They love it so much, and you love spending time with them. You know, I don't have dogs, but I do volunteer dog walking, and I agree. Like, it is great to get out there with dogs. So I'm so glad that you found something that works for you and sort of forces you to get out and do those things. And I think that's awesome. Beautiful. Yes, that's exactly right. Caitlin, thank you. Oh, yes, amen to the talk about finding the dress that fits you. Hey, Michelle, I think we're doing okay. I'm doing a sort of a Saturday night live. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow as well. Jennifer, you've lost 90 pounds in 3 years with Mounjaro, and you've been on a 19-month stall. Think about Retta. The doctor will prescribe for you when it says it's okay. You don't want to wait. I'm not going to tell you where to get something, Jennifer. The reality is, I mean, everyone has to make their own choice. In my case, I am very nervous about injecting anything into my body that my doctor doesn't prescribe and that I don't get from, a pharmacy, a licensed pharmacy. And the reason for that is just because we never really know what might be in the thing we're putting into our body. And that is just not, for me, not a risk that I'm willing to take. Everyone has to choose what's best for them, though. I totally get the desire to want to get things moving again, and a 19-month stall must be incredibly frustrating, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. I'm glad you're working with your doctor, but I can't suggest where to go find something online that probably comes from some other country. And just do what's best for you, and hopefully you're able to find something that works for you. Yeah. Oh, hey, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Yeah, she's awesome. She's the best. Christy liked the fit the dress message. Jennifer, you have to lose 85 more pounds. By the way, Jennifer, being at the stall, I'm not sure if you've seen my stalls and plateaus video I have on here, Jennifer, but if you go take a look at it, it's posted a few weeks ago, and it's 20 minutes long. And I go over the 8 things that have caused me to have a stall or a plateau. And believe me, I've had plenty. I've lost 370 pounds now. And over the last 3.5 years, I've had multiple stalls. And so they're often all caused by different things. Now, because you've been on one for 19 months, you probably tried everything, I imagine. But if you look through that video, maybe there's something there that can help you. I've found for myself, the most frequent cause of stalls for me and the people that I coach is sleep. That the sleep is not good anymore. And I think that seems to often cause us to stall out. And so as I talk to people, I encourage them to fix their sleep first. And that is often the thing that gets things moving again. Hello, silly me. Julie gave the thumbs up. Thank you, Julie. Anyone out there, there's a thumbs up if you're on a computer. It should be right down here, wherever it is on your screen. If you give the thumbs up on this, I would really appreciate it a lot. Hey, Soul by Storm, you've been walking daily throughout the day. You get, 8,500 to 11,000 steps. That's amazing. When you're on a treadmill, you aren't sure how fast to walk, incline or no incline. Now, just Soul by Storm, the treadmill walking is going to be a little bit different for everyone. So generally, if you set it at about 3 miles per hour, which is maybe a little fast, but that's about 6,000 steps. So generally, whether we're on a treadmill or walking out in the world, for most people, unless you're very beginning, you get about 1,000 steps per 10 minutes or about 100 steps per minute. And if you create a window of that and say 80 steps per minute up to 120 based on how fast you walk and how long your legs are and stuff like that, you can kind of figure that out. So if you are walking a little bit slower, then you're going to, obviously not have as many steps. But generally, you're going to be about 1,000 steps per 10 minutes. So 3 miles an hour is generally going to be about 6,000 steps. Whether you do the incline or not, it's totally up to you. Like For cardiovascular health, for calorie burning, incline is really good. I rarely do incline, although I probably should. I mean, I never do a treadmill, but I've been considering doing a treadmill with an incline just so I can prepare for like some outdoor hikes that have some incline. But totally your call. Totally your call. It feels wrong to not be clicking on the screen the whole time, Julie. Well, the nice thing, Julia, if you have me on a computer or your TV, you can still be on someone else's TikTok, clicking their, tapping their screen while you hang out with us. Cece, who inspires me now I'm further along in my journey? I won't have a specific name for you, Cece, but who inspires me is just our community that we have. So I spend a lot of time online now. You know, I have 85,000 followers over on TikTok, and I'm there a lot and here and everywhere. We have a Facebook group that has over 1,000 people in it. And every single day, I either see comments or people in the live here, or I'll get DMs where people are telling me about the success that they're having, where maybe they were struggling for a while and they found the thing that helped them break through, or they share their reasons for why they're trying to lose weight and get healthy. And that for me is very inspirational. I've honestly I don't think I've ever had a weight loss inspiration. No person has ever been someone who inspired me during my weight loss journey. And that's not, and honestly, the reason for that is because I didn't really see anyone who looked like me, who was 650 pounds, who had so much to lose. I didn't see anyone else like that. So I couldn't really see someone say, I want to do what they did, because no one that I saw. Now I've since learned there are definitely some people who have undergone similar stories, not necessarily with GLP-1, but with surgery or whatever. And I think they're very inspirational stories. But you guys inspire me, I guess, is the long answer. Don't wear a dress. You'll never see me in a dress. I promise you that. Doris, is it normal to take your 7.5 shot last night and still desire to eat junk? Yeah, that's totally normal. Doris, I did not experience the food noise suppression, like where you're constantly thinking about food. I did not. That did not go away till I got to 10 milligram dose. So I think that's not uncommon. Sometimes we just need a bit higher doses. And you say you use a compounded tirzepatide. I use the name brand. I know some people on the compounds, but depending on where they get it from and the pharmacy, it has may not be as effective. And so I can't really speak to that if the dose you're using is actually as effective as you think it is. But in general, it's not, I wouldn't say it's normal, but it's not normal, if that makes sense, Doris. You may have to go to a higher dose. I would talk with my doctor to be sure, though. Michelle, my goal weight, or actively trying to lose weight? Michelle, I don't have a goal weight. I've actually never had a goal weight. I've had goal weights in the past, and I realized, and this time I didn't, because I can't pick my weight. Like, I can't say I'm going to weigh 275 or 250 or 225, whatever. Like, I can say that, but I have no direct control over that. Like, I can't pick the number on the scale. I have a lot of control over the things that lead to it, but I can't pick a number. So I just have an agreement with myself that I don't set goals for anything that I don't directly control. So there are 3 things that I don't control. I don't control my weight, and I do not control what people say to me, and I don't control the size of my clothing. Now, I mean, technically I could buy clothes that are too big or small, but you know what I mean? I can't pick exactly the shape of my body. And I think a lot of people judge their success based on these outcome goals, the scale. They judge their success whether people are noticing or not, or saying nice things to them or not, or if they fit the perfect item of clothing. And so I don't set goals that I don't directly control. Instead, I set goals for things like, how many steps do I get? How many calories do I eat? How much protein do I get? Am I working out at the gym or not? What does my sleep look like? How much water am I drinking? Those are my goals. And so I set goals for those things. And then my weight will be whatever my weight's going to be. I wouldn't say that I'm actively trying to lose weight. I am losing weight, but I'm not like actively. My philosophy during this time is going to be that I don't know what my final sort of maintenance type weight's going to be. And so I am eating in a way that I can eat forever. I eat between 2,700 and 3,000 calories a day. So I figure that is very doable for me into the future. It's not restrictive, but it's not overboard. For me, that's a good calorie range for my body and what I like to do. And so I figure whenever I'm eating like that and I'm at a weight that I stall, I just stay at that weight, and it could be right now, I have no idea, then that's the weight I'm going to be. And so I will let my body tell me what my goal weight is. Hey, Becky. Yes, always check with your health team. Totally agreed. Hey, Adriana, I was just talking about you, Adriana. Just telling the story about the dress. Oh, Bev, I'm so excited for you. You're so close to Wonderland. That's fantastic. Hey, Julie, I'm in the Facebook group. Have I posted the coaching yet? I have not posted it yet, but so the coaching sessions I'm going to have for like the one time is going to be $129. Now, if you're in the Facebook group, it'll be $99. I'm going to sort of do a deal at the beginning for a one-time session. Basically, it'll be an hour where we go through, talk about your specific situation, what's going on, what can we try to fix to get the scale moving more quickly, how do you use your GLP-1 more successfully, help you write a nutrition an idea of like nutrition planning, and then a workout plan, a basic workout plan. So we'll do that in the coaching session. It'll be via Zoom. And after that, I'll send a document that basically is everything we talked about. And you will get a document that all of that stuff, along with an email of specific what your plan is for you. So I'll do that coaching session probably here in a couple of days. And that'll be, I was going to launch it this week, but I got super sick. And so I didn't want to put it out when I was unable to meet with people. So anyway, that's what the coaching will be. I'm not going to change anything I'm doing in terms of content. I'm still going to post a bunch and share good advice and all that. But for people who that's just not enough and need a little bit more, I'm going to provide that option. But thanks, Julie, for asking. Christine, you thought you're back on track this week. This going up. Christine, I would not let 1 or 2 days, like the scale doesn't work that way. It doesn't always work the way that we want it to. I would not expect that workouts would have any direct effect on the scale. So if we have a good day where we work out, or a good day on eating, that means no difference for the scale. There are some days where I have gone way over on calories, and the next day the scale drops a ton. And I've had 2 or 3 days where I was perfect, and the scale goes up. It's just water weight. So rather than focus on the scale, just focus on those inputs. Thanks, Michelle. It's really nice of you to say. Taryn, my opinion of a weighted vest while walking, I think they're great. I have not used one yet, although I am considering getting a weighted vest. I think they're great. I don't think they're much for resistance training, but I certainly think that you're carrying more weight as you walk, which is good for your legs. And I guarantee the weighted vest is good for your cardiovascular. If you look on YouTube, I have a lot of videos of me walking in the summer. I'm sure you'll see it again this year. Maybe I'll do a walking live on YouTube as well. It looks like I'm wearing a weighted vest, but I wear a Camelback, like a water backpack when I walk, if I'm going to walk for 3 miles or more. But I think the weighted vests are great. Best for weight loss on treadmills. Oh, I see what you're saying. I get really cautious about telling people that any specific activity is good for weight loss. Now, if you were just trying to burn calories on a treadmill, then high incline walking relatively quickly is good. If you're walking 3.0 miles per hour sold by Storm and you have a slight incline, I think that's fine. But I wouldn't focus on the treadmill being a weight loss tool. It will certainly help weight loss. But by the way, which also reminds me, please, everyone, do not trust what any cardio equipment says that you're burning for calories, or don't even trust like your Apple Watch when it says you're burning X number of calories. Those are never accurate. Like there's no science. I mean, there's some science behind it, but it's just based on numbers. It's not based on any actual reality. But Sold by Storm, if you're like trying to to really burn fat on a treadmill, I would just do it at 3 miles an hour is very moderate speed, and I would do some incline. I wouldn't go so high that you get fatigued or cause, as your point here, some sort of cortisol jump. Hey AJ, if I had a good recovery rest times, yes, I had a pretty nasty cold, but I'm feeling much better now. I still have a little bit of congestion, and I sound maybe not as good, but I feel great. I mean, I've been working out and walking and all that kind of stuff. To share how much important it is for those who might struggle mentally with that. Yeah, I certainly had a struggle this week where this week I traveled a bunch the week before, and I got a pretty bad cold. It's my first cold I've had in 3 years. And I struggled with it because I get at least 12,000 steps every day, and I do it no matter what. But this week I couldn't. I was just too sick, and I thought if I don't want to make myself sicker, so I had to give myself the okay to rest. Our body, when it's sick or fatigued or really tired, really does need rest. I mean, rest is important anytime. That is when we burn fat when we're sleeping. We don't burn fat on a treadmill. We burn fat when we sleep because our body's releasing the hormones that go burn the fat for us. And we build muscle while we sleep, and we heal while we sleep. And that includes rest. If you're sick, make sure you're getting your sleep and making sure that you're not overly exerting your body. There's some people who think they're going to out jog a cold. And I don't think there's any truth to that at all. But doing some moderate activity, if someone's able to, like walking, is good, but only if it doesn't conflict with their ability to get some rest. You're welcome, Doris. Travis, I think calories burned is less walking on treadmills if I hold the handles. I would not pay attention to calories burned on the treadmill at all. If you know what matters way more, what do you eat before the treadmill? What do you eat after the treadmill? How much sleep are you getting? That matters a million times more than whether you put your hands on the handles on the treadmill or not. Makes no difference. Now, moving your arms is great, but we're talking you might burn 5 or 10 more calories by moving your arms than you have them on the handle. It doesn't make any difference at all. It really makes no significant difference. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. If you feel that you have to hold the handles to get better speed, to get better pace, to feel more safe, then hold the handles. If you don't need to hold the handles, and don't hold the handles. But I wouldn't worry about what that means for calories, burning calories at all. That's good, Doris. I'll have to check that out. Yep, Brenda, we got the My One Change, my little coaching business, little branding up there. Yeah. Megan, your provider decreased your dose. She said your BMI was too low. Wow, interesting. I have not heard the decrease in the dose because the BMI is getting too low. I would certainly recheck with my doctor or get a second opinion if you have to. I've not heard of anyone saying, people lower their dose, of course, because they lost a certain amount of weight. But I would talk to my doctor again, let them know that if the food noise is making it hard to stay on track, then I would certainly talk with them. Michelle, my Facebook group is Jamie's Wellness Circle. So I will type it in here. Jamie's Wellness Circle. You can see it in the chat. Boom, there it is. So Jamie's Wellness Circle is in the chat, and you just copy that and go search it. It's our private Facebook group, meaning that no one knows you're in it unless they are also in it. And so it's a private group. And so you can go there to ask questions, get support. We have over 1,000 people, and they're helping each other now, which is great. You're welcome, Becky. Hello, Chrissy. How are you? Nancy, you get weepy after an intense workout. I've not heard of that, Nancy. When you say weepy, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the Les Mis that's causing you to be weepy. I'm glad it's not a problem for you. Are you having an emotional reaction? I often, when I'm after a good workout, I feel so proud of myself. I've had moments working out where I do get a little teary-eyed, just mostly out of disbelief at how good I feel in the moment. But yeah. Well, that's perfect, Hallie. Yeah, this will all be replayed afterwards. Bev, you got a cat backpack. Oh, that is definitely like a weighted vest for sure. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Thank you. I definitely am feeling much better. By the way, this is the Jamie's Wellness Circle. So if you can copy that out of the chat, that's our private Facebook group. We would love to have you in it. That's right, Becky. Movement at your own pace. Absolutely. Hey, Digital Watcher. Nice to see you. Welcome. I'm glad that you're over here. Trying to do a little TikTok and YouTube at the same time. You did, Melissa? Okay, I'll go take a look at it. By the way, everyone, hello. I am Jamie. If you don't know me, this is me here. 3.5 years ago, I weighed over 650 pounds, but I've now lost 370. I use a GLP-1 medication, and I also do a lot of walking and weightlifting. So happy to answer questions about any of that stuff. I don't sell medication. I'm not a telehealth affiliate, so I really can't help you with access, but I do want to provide any support that I can as well. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Also, if you have not clicked the thumbs up below, if you're on a computer, it's below. If you're on a phone, it might be below or somewhere, or your TV, wherever you're watching me. Would very much appreciate if you would click the thumbs up. That is, I think, how this starts showing up on YouTube's little algorithm. I also go live on YouTube, or on TikTok, but I kind of prefer it over here because it's a little bit slower paced, and it allows me to get deeper in some of my answers. So if you have questions, I'd love to answer them. And I can also talk a bit more about food and stuff like that here, which I'm not really allowed to over on the TikToks. Brenda, you're having to face demons now you couldn't face before. Yeah, you know what, Brenda? Brenda actually raises a really valid point here. And I experienced this, I wouldn't say facing demons, but I sort of get sort of the same situation. By the way, the sunset is going to be beautiful tonight. So when I started GLP-1, it took a couple of months for me for the food noise to go away. And once it went away, that's when I realized I had a lot of emotional eating. I actually posted an emotional eating video today here on YouTube and on TikTok. Sorry, we have a fire truck going by. And I all of a sudden realized, like, wow, anytime I was bored or happy or sad or you name the emotion, whatever it was, I was eating. That's how I was dealing with my emotion. And that was particularly true if I were like sad, if I were having a rough day. And I tell people that because you have to prepare yourself mentally for this. That when you're starting a GLP-1, in some ways it feels like you're losing a friend because you begin to realize how often you were using, at least for me, I can only speak to my experience, how often that you're using food to combat those thoughts. And so it is perfectly valid to seek therapy during this process, to find a community or talk to a trusted friend about some of the things that you will be dealing with. And I think what Brenda raises here is a really important, valid point. And so wishing you the best, Brenda, for sure. Yes, thank you, Amen. If you guys could hit the like button down here, I'd appreciate it. Of course, subscribe. That's what they always say, right? Michelle, well, I'm glad you'll be in the Facebook group. Thank you, Melissa. That's nice of you to say. Megan, you didn't know you burn fat while sleeping. Feels like you haven't slept in. Yeah, Megan. It's sleep. So our body releases hormones when we're sleeping, and those hormones are what causes, depending on what the hormones do. That's when our muscles repairing itself, which is good for metabolism. That's when our fat is being burned. Yeah. So our body. That's why it's very important for us to go to sleep at the same time every night and to get up at about the same time every day. And I would do it 7 days a week. Our body doesn't really care that it's a weekend. It can still mess up. And what's really important is sort of the sleep hygiene. And by that, I mean, is the room really dark? Is the room cool? Do you have any distractions waking you up? It could be a snoring partner, or maybe you have a dog or cat that's bouncing on the bed. Protecting your sleep is really, really important for weight loss. And a lot of people who are stalled, and this has been my story when I stall, people who stall on weight loss, so often when I start asking them, like, what's your sleep like? They're like, I don't get enough sleep. I get 5 hours of sleep, or Some nights they're in bed at 10, some nights they're in bed at 3 in the morning. And that will absolutely catch up with you. You may not experience right away, because especially if you're just starting a GLP-1, if you're at your largest, you're going to have such a calorie deficit that you're going to lose a lot quickly, and then you stall out way faster than you want to. And it's almost always because of sleep. Almost always. Hey, Chris, for the Watch Hours Supporting Friend. Well, thank you. I'm actually, as it takes 5 days to upload the watch hours, but I'm 200 hours away from people being able to get memberships and subscriptions and stuff. Yeah, Nancy, this can be unbelievable as our bodies are changing so quickly. It is often a little shocking how much our minds have to sometimes slowly catch up to what's happening with our bodies. Thoughts on Peloton? You'll be in a weight range. I mean, yeah, Caitlin, I think slightly increasing calories is really beneficial. I think increasing, so you're talking about, so you're getting cravings, and are you doing a Peloton now? You're asking, maybe your deficit's too much, and that's causing your body to feel hunger. And that is an actual thing, you know. Like today, I got very hungry after my workout and walk, and it is often our body like saying, I actually need fuel. And it can be confusing when we've been on a GLP that's maybe taken that hunger signal away from us. And then as we lose more weight, we often get that hunger signal back. I think, Caitlin, I'm a huge believer in, especially as you're kind of within your weight range you want to be, increasing your calories to have a decent maintenance. I really think that people, to sustain weight loss, I think eating the most number of calories that you can, that you're able to, while maintaining your weight is really critical for the long term. Because if you feel like you have to restrict forever, at some point, even on a GLP, that gets really hard and it gets very boring. And so, yeah, I think if you can increase slightly while maintaining, I think that's great. And I think Peloton's wonderful. I'm not a cardio guy, but one of my best friends is a huge Peloton fanatic, and he's doing great with it. So, but my view on physical activity, and I say this as a guy who's lost 370 pounds, I say this as a certified personal trainer now with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. The best exercise, the best movement is the one that you like doing and that you can do sustainably. So if you like the Peloton, it doesn't matter that it's not resistance training or not. You should do the Peloton if you like doing it. Because if we do things we don't like, then we're going to end up stopping. Drinking's not forgiving, makes you hold flu like 6. Yeah, drinking can often get in the way of weight loss, for sure. Absolutely. Michelle goes to an obesity doctor. Your weight's now good. Wow, you're doing so great. You need to build muscle. I am aware of the tonal, Michelle. You are fancy. I actually used a tonal last week for the first time, and I was at a gym that had one. They are awesome. I would love to get one. Maybe if I get a house at some point. Hey, Noah, how are you? Nice to see you. Becky, you wish you wouldn't get impatient with the stalls, but can you get down on yourself? Yeah, we are our worst critic, Becky, for sure. And that's why it's easier to say than to do. When I say try not to have emotion tied to the scale, it's very easy for me to say that. It's much harder to execute that. But so you have to maybe find ways to divert yourself from it. If you are someone who, if you have a good day or bad day, based on what the scale shows, like if you get on the scale in the morning and you have a drop, that means today is a great day. If you get on the scale and it goes up or stays the same, if that ruins your whole day, then I would not weigh myself every day. I would not, if you can't separate that emotion, not that you shouldn't be happy if you have a loss, you should, but if your mood and attitude and desire to do this is tied to the scale, I'd be cautious about weighing yourself too much. But you're right, we are, and that's because we're our own worst critics, for sure. Travis, you prefer to be alone because of your weight? Travis, I am like an extreme extrovert. I am such an extroverted person. I have been my entire life, always. I like being alone. I like alone time, but I get energy being around people. And your point here is really well made, Travis. At my larger sizes, I would not talk to anyone. I didn't leave my house. I didn't spend time with people because it was such an ordeal to have to go out. And maybe other people understand this. Like just the act of like getting showered and getting ready and getting in my car. By the time I got to wherever it was that I was meeting people, I felt like I'd already run a marathon, like just to show up. Then I get there, and then you worry about physically, are you gonna have to stand a bunch? Are the seats gonna fit you? Are you gonna break a chair? And then the whole time you're there, before I've talked about this before. There is, when you have obesity, when you're really big, there's food noise, and we all have an understanding of food noise, which is, thinking about food all the time. But there's another noise in your head when you're that big, and you're constantly wondering what people are thinking about you. How are you being perceived because of your size? And so when you go out into public, or even if it's people that you like and friends, people you love, you're thinking the whole time, like, are they judging me? Do they think I'm lazy? Like, and so you're sitting there physically exhausted to get to this point, have food noise in the moment. You're not wanting to like eat too much in front of people or drink too much in front of people, and they're going to judge you and think, oh, that's why you're so big, because you're eating this. And then you're thinking, what are they thinking of me? Like, this is a lot of physical and mental stuff we're putting on people who have obesity. And it's just easier to not go out. It's just easier to not go out, even if you were extroverted. So Travis, I totally get your point here. And I've also flipped now that I've put the food noise away and been able to start to get my health back, I never think about how people are judging me for my size. Or I shouldn't say never, rarely. I still do sometimes, but rarely. So I get that, Travis, for sure. Yep, there you go. Hey, Dr. M, thank you for saying that. Hi, Sandy, nice to see you. Julie remembers when you first started following me on TikTok and joined the Facebook group. Yeah, Julie, things have changed. I mean, since then, I've become a certified personal trainer. I do media stuff, like I was in the New York Times. My major focus in life right now is trying, and this was not my goal when I started a year ago on all this stuff. My major goal in life now is trying to change the fitness industry to be more accepting for people like us, people who have obesity, people who don't have experience with this, people particularly on a GLP-1 medication. And so that's kind of what my life's mission is right now. That's awesome, Denise. We will get you in the group as well. Hey, Caitlin, nice to see you. Chris says, too few calories and sleep and recovery, it starts to suffer. You're actually making the whole process harder. That is absolutely right, Chris. It is really important for us to make sure we're eating and nourishing our bodies. We should be at a healthy deficit, not an extreme deficit. And we should make sure we're getting our sleep and not, if we work out at the gym, not working the same muscles day after day. You're totally right, Chris. Recovery is super important. Becky likes yogurt and fruit. Becky, I get you. Ice cream was a Dairy Queen Blizzard was my nemesis. My nemesis. Oh, that's awesome, Digital Watcher. You got your GLP pens today. That's great. Oh, that sounds awesome, Chris. Hello, Rebel Oxford. Good evening to you. Hello, everyone. I should do a quick intro if you're just joining. My name is Jamie. This is me here. 3.5 years ago, I was 652 pounds. Actually, this is almost 4 years ago. This was July 4th, 2022, when this picture was taken. So July 4th, 2022. I was 600. I think I was probably way more, but the highest I ever saw on the scale was 652 pounds. I've now lost 370 pounds using a GLP-1 medication and walking and weightlifting. And I'm here on YouTube just answering any questions that you might have about any of that stuff. I'm also a certified personal trainer. Now I'm pointing here. Oh, that's odd. On my screen, it shows this direction. But thank you, Chris. This is me. Anyway, I got lost track. Anyway, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them for sure. That is funny. On my screen, it's here, but you guys see it over here. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. Thanks for saying that. Now I just like helping others. I'm trying to do what I can for others. Like I said, if you were here at the beginning, is I have fat fingers, and every now and then I will accidentally scroll back. I'll scroll back. I should figure out how I cannot do that anymore. I'm just a big dumb animal, you folks. You should know that about me. Talk about how I handled rest while sick. Hey, Amanda. Yeah. So I've had a pretty bad cold the last week, which is the first time I've been sick in 3 months, and I really struggled accepting that I needed to take a break. And so I just realized that I wanted to get not sick. I wanted to get this cold over with. And I know that if I had done the stuff I wanted to do, which was like walking and working out, I would have delayed getting healthy. And so honestly, I just had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that it is okay to not get my steps in for the first time in years. It's okay to give myself the grace that we all get sick and we all have to heal ourselves. And all it meant is that once I got my first walk in, which yesterday or the day before, once I was finally felt good enough to go for at least a short walk, I felt like a superstar. But yeah, sometimes you just have to give yourself a little grace, you know? Oh, that's awesome, Digital Watcher. That sounds really tasty. Yeah, Nancy, the other noise, there's the food noise and there's the noise that you think other people are judging you. And then there's also the judgment, the noise you have where you're judging yourself, where that is, you're thinking about how do I feel about myself? And that can be really difficult in this journey. By the way, if you guys have not given a thumbs up, wherever you can see the thumbs up on the screen, I would love if you would give a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. For sure. Everyone take a drink of water with me. As you know that when I drink, you drink. Everyone take a drink with me. Maybe what I'll do is I wonder if I can mirror this. Maybe this worked. Hey, Scott, nice to see you. Well, thanks for being here. That's right. Your own mind is often a struggle on this journey. That is for sure. Absolutely. Megan, your cousin Monica is there. She can't sign you. Oh, no. Well, hello, Monica. Monica, I'm glad that you're doing well. Monica, my name is Jamie. Your cousin Megan here is a buddy of mine. I have lost 370 pounds with the GLP-1, and it is the absolute best thing I've ever done for myself. And it sounds like it's the same thing for you too. So that is great. I'm really happy for you. Oh, it is, Amanda. 1001 nerd, bits and bytes. Hello, Sperm Mom. Nice to see you. You're on a Galaxy. How about you don't know how to do thumbs up? Does anyone know? Someone maybe could help out Christine here. I don't know. Travis, have you ever wondered why so many people are invested in the GLP community even after hitting weight loss goal? Seems the longer you go, the more interested I am. I guess, this is for myself. But whenever I'm talking to others, is that I don't know if Brenda's still here. Brenda has said this to me in messages. When you are in this community a long time, when you're on a GLP-1 for a while, it really helps get through that part where I call the boring middle, where the weight loss slows and you just It's boring. It just takes a long time. Hearing other people repeat the things you already know. Like for many people, every single thing I've said to you tonight so far are things that you already know instinctually, or you've heard me say before, or you've heard other people say before. And so hearing those messages over and over is a reminder to you, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing it right. Like this, I'm on the right track. It might not be working right now, but I'm doing all the right stuff. And I think that's why people are so invested in it, Travis, because it helps them through that boring middle part. And then I think for some people, they also want to help others, where they want to give others the support that they needed at the beginning, or maybe they got at the beginning and it's their way of paying it forward. I think that's probably why. Refresh the thumb, it goes up higher. That's awesome. Thanks for clicking the thumbs up. By the way, let me write the Facebook group name here. Jamie's Wellness Circle. 1 second. First, the Facebook group is here. If you're on Facebook and not in our group, we would love to have you. You can just copy this. It's called Jamie's Wellness Circle. It's a private Facebook group. No one knows you're in it unless they're also in it. And so if you ask a question, the only people who are going to see the question are people who are in the group. We have about 1,000 people in there. And so it's a great place to go for extra support where you need people to answer some questions. The other thing is, and you could do this in the chat here, is that I think that if you were trying to lose weight, and especially if you're having some success and you want to celebrate it, it's sometimes hard to celebrate that with people in our life because we are worried that they're going to think we're showing off or that they won't understand where we're coming from. And so you want to say, I lost 10 pounds. It's a big deal. Or maybe you'll tell someone like, hey, that's great. Because maybe for them, it's not a big deal. But for those of us who are on this path together, this path where we're really trying to improve our health and take our life back, those wins are very big for us. They're very important for us. And whether it be a scale victory or a non-scale victory. And so if you are in the Facebook group and you want to celebrate yourself, or if you want to celebrate yourself here in the comments, then you should do that. This is the place to do it because we get it. Like you are with your people right now in this chat. These are your people. We are your people. And that's why I want you to join the Facebook group because we don't sell anything in there. We're just there to help each other out. Brenda says, it's true. The community has been lifeline for the past couple months, especially, Brenda, you've had some struggles for sure the last few months. I'm glad that we're here for you because you're always here for us. By the way, Brenda was, when I first went live on TikTok last May or June, Brenda, I think, was the very first person in there. She was the first fan club member. She was one of my very first followers. So I always like seeing Brenda. Yes, which reminds me, time to take another drink. Becky, everyone take a drink. When I drink, you drink. Well, thank you, Monica. I appreciate it. Alice is nowhere near goal. You come back again and again to community, hear messages reinforced. Yes. The message reinforcement is great. And so that's why, like, if you are ever needing some reinforcement, I post all of these lives on my YouTube. You can go back and watch them later if you need to hear it again. And then I post a lot of other videos that are about the lessons that I try to teach folks. Oh, good. You figured it out, Christine. That's great. Chris, hanging around people that support your own mindset and may not be beneficial. Chris, this is a really valid point that I think those of us who are in this weight loss process need to almost treat it like those who are, I'm going to turn my lights down a little bit, I'm a little bit bright. People who are like dealing with addiction recovery. And if someone is like dealing with, alcohol use disorder and trying to decrease their drinking, they don't really hang out with a bunch of people who drink a lot. They have to remove themselves from that. And I think a similar thought applies to those of us who are trying to lose weight, where if we have folks who are encouraging poor eating, encouraging lack of movement, It's okay to separate ourselves from that if we're able to. Sometimes it's hard because sometimes they're our spouse or the people we live with or family. But even then, I would try to find a way. But it's a really valid point, Chris. It's something I don't think we talk about enough in this community at all. And Michelle is like one of the community queens. So absolutely. Hey Terry, nice to see you. Becky, you're in the middle of the journey. Yeah, the middle of the journey is the people see the before here and they see, or maybe I've moved it. I don't know. Yes, the before and the after. And they don't realize that like most of the time is like right in the middle. And it just takes a long time. And so you have to deal with and accept that it's going to take longer than we want to. Because really, if you think about it, our whole life is the middle of the journey from birth to death. And so we have to just deal with that. Hello, Audra. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here, Audra. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. I'll do a quick intro. I am Jamie Selzer. This sexy beast in this picture is me. Almost 4 years ago, I was 652 pounds. And if you don't know me, hello, I've lost 370. I use a GLP-1. I use Zepbound is what I use. I use the name brand version of Mounjaro or tirzepatide. And I am now online just answering questions. I'm a certified personal trainer with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And I am here really just to encourage others to take their life back. And I use a GLP-1 medication to do that. And so I post content here on YouTube all the time. I post daily affirmations every day and little videos every day, and then longer form videos about things like how do you break a stall or plateau for weight loss. I have a beginner workout, just an at-home workout. I'll supplement with a resistance band workout soon. And then things like, dealing with the boring middle, tips and tricks for GLP-1, all of that. So love for you to join our community here. Financially, you want to be more involved as you get past the weight loss portion of the journey. Yeah, Travis, for sure. Well, Travis, I'm excited that you're in the community. That's fantastic. Way to go, Deborah. Deborah's celebrating 115 down now after 21 months. Congrats, Deborah. Happy for you. If anyone wants to share their own weight loss success story here, whether it be a number or like your latest non-scale victory, please do. Would love to celebrate you guys. Nancy, you watched the Downsize interview with Mike on a Mission. Yeah, Mike on a Mission, Nancy, is TikTok. Like he is, if you're on Instagram, he posts a little bit there. Mike is mostly a TikToker. He doesn't do much on YouTube. But I am going to, he does not know this yet, but I'm going to interview him and put an interview up here on YouTube so you can see that there. I'm signing him up. I'm not giving him a choice. He's going to have to let me interview him on here. But he's TikTok. That's mostly where he is. I'll let him know that you're asking for him, though. Sandy, any food good to reduce high cholesterol? It's not about a food that reduces high cholesterol. I mean, fiber-rich foods will be good for cholesterol, but it's mostly about decreasing things like saturated fat and trying to decrease, especially trans fats. So trying to decrease some of those unhealthy fats are beneficial for lowering cholesterol. But Sandy, honestly, a lot of your cholesterol levels are genetic. There's a lot we can do in terms of how we eat and our movement, but so much is genetic. And so try to change the diet, of course, but there's nothing wrong with being on a statin if you have to, if that's what your doctor suggests. But I would add fiber and reduce some of the saturated fats. If you guys have not liked it, hit the thumbs up wherever. Go for it. I'd appreciate it. Welcome all. We have 66 people here. That's awesome. Hopefully my clicks are not too loud. Sandy, the doctor's on you. You don't want medication. Yeah. I mean, Sandy, you got to do what's best for you. Just know that depending on the person, so much is genetic. And there are people who have the absolute best diet, who do all the right things, who still have high cholesterol, even if they're doing everything right, because so much is just hereditary. But I get I mean, no one wants to be on medication. So I 100% understand that, Sandy. Audra's down 63 pounds in 13 months. Wow. Now you need to build and shape your body. Audra, it's not too late to start. Hopefully you're already beginning with some of this. I think, I'm not saying this is you. This is just sparks of thought for me, Audra. I think a lot of people assume or think that that they should, how do I want to put it? That they should get to a goal weight before they start working out, before they start doing some of the weightlifting and stuff like that. And if that's the only way that someone's going to do it, then I think that's fine. But I really encourage people to move their body as much as they're able to during the process as soon as they can. And that includes resistance training, even basic stuff from home. And the reason for that is you're going to lose muscle if you don't do it. And so if you get to a goal weight and then you start doing it, you're going to add muscle, which means you're going to gain weight. And even though it's really good, healthy weight that's good for you, it can be a little bit of a mind fuck when it comes to seeing that scale go up. So making sure that you're doing that stuff throughout can be really helpful. Also, keeping the muscle just allows you to have a faster metabolism. I'll show this to you guys. If you've not seen this, this is a pound of muscle and this is a pound of fat. And when we are in a calorie deficit, and we achieve that by our body burns a certain number of calories every day. And so when we are in a calorie deficit, it means that our body is burning more calories than we're eating. And the problem, and that's great, when that's happening, our body needs the energy from somewhere to survive. So your body eats itself. We love that. That's how we lose weight. The problem is that if you're in a calorie deficit and you're not trying to keep your muscle, your body's going to go and eat your muscle first, or at least at the same time it's eating your fat. And it does that because your muscle is very metabolically active. Your muscle burns triple the calories. A pound of muscle burns triple the calories that a pound of fat does. And so your body wants to get rid of it. It's very efficient. Your body's like, well, I want to burn as few calories as possible. So I'm going to get rid of the muscle to do that. And so it's going to take your muscle. So let's pretend that this week your body needs to take 2 pounds to survive. And it takes a pound of your muscle and a pound of your fat. You lose 2 pounds on the scale. Hooray, that's great, right? Of course, we're very happy about that. The problem is over the course of time, we end up losing a lot of muscle and keeping more of our fat. The result is, one, it doesn't look as good. That's what skinny fat is. But it also means that our bodies are burning way fewer calories. So we have weight loss stalls and plateaus way sooner. And the worst case, it means that we're likely to regain more quickly because our body's burning so few calories. The key is to keep as much muscle as possible. So how do you do it? One, you got to eat your protein. That's why people are like, eat protein, and maybe you don't know why. That's why, because that's what your muscle feeds off of, because your muscle is protein. And then second, you have to do some form of resistance training, working out, weightlifting. Doesn't mean you have to go to a gym and be some beefcake, whatever. You can do stuff from home. I have a video on my account that I do a 30-minute workout where I just show you how to use your body or stuff around the house. If you are using your muscle and feeding it, now when your body's in a calorie deficit, it is not going to take this, or it's going to be very unlikely to take this. And so I want you to think about it this way. Now, let's say you have 2 pounds that you have to lose. Your body is going to go to your muscle and say, oh, I want to get rid of you because you burn so many calories. And your muscle says, nope, you can't take me because you're using me. And so, okay, fine, I'll take 2 pounds of fat instead. So just like before, you've lost 2 pounds, but now you've lost 2 pounds of fat and you've kept your muscle. Again, over the course of time, it looks way better because that's what being lean and toned is. It means that you've kept your muscle and lost your fat. But what's more important, what's better, is that your muscle is burning way more calories. So you will lose weight for a longer period of time and you are less likely to regain. So that's why it's so critical to keep your muscle in addition to all the other health benefits of muscle. Now, if you've already gone down this path and lost your muscle, that's okay. You can start eating your protein. You can start doing resistance training, and our bodies want the muscle. I mean, it has a muscle memory, so your muscle will come back. But when that happens, you have to prepare yourself that it might mean the scale is going to go up a little bit. And think of it like your body's a car and the gas is muscle. And so when you're putting gas in your car is going to weigh more. It doesn't mean that your car doesn't work as well. It just means that it weighs a bit more. So if you want to get that fat burning again, you got to get your muscle back. That's why it's critical that if we are in a weight loss process, that we don't wait until we get to some goal weight before we begin to use our body that way. Doing it throughout will make us much more successful in the long run. That was a very long answer. Apologies. I will get back to your questions here. Thoughts on Revita procedure? I don't know what the Revita procedure. Oh, do you mean like the retatrutide drug, maybe? The results of the trials. I don't know what Revita procedure is, but if you're talking about retatrutide, then I think that's a great GLP. I'm excited for that to get approved, but I'm not sure what Revita is. Michelle, I'd love for me to do a video talking about labels on food macros. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I did one on TikTok, but I'll make one for YouTube as well. Thank you. I think it's a good idea as well. Yes. Congrats to Audra. Hey, today is 1 year anniversary, Travis, down 116 in a year. Oh my God. And that's true. It's the health markers, that blood work. That's the really critical part. That's the huge win for you. So way to go, Travis. Brenda, your mobility after an accident is your why. Oh, that's so great, Brenda. I'm so happy. Brenda, if anyone in our community has like earned some wins, it is you. And I'm glad that you're taking the time to recognize those wins while they're happening. It can be easy for us when we're going through stressful parts of our life to gloss over the wins because we're kind of focused on what's not going great. And I think it's important for us to celebrate those wins no matter what. So good for you, Brenda. I'm really happy. Chris, I mean, you know, as someone who's a similar age as you, you're not as young as you used to be, my friend. 6 days is not right. You should do 4 days. You should do 4 days. But I see those videos of you in the gym, man. You are really doing a fantastic job. I mean, you're really killing it in the gym. Yep, there you go, Andy. That's right. We get a little weight. It's not when we're in the gym working our muscle, there's some weight gain from muscle a little bit, but it's a lot of water. Because when our muscle is when we're building it, it's just a little inflamed and we're holding more water. So that's also part of it. Hey, way to go, sperm mom's down 100 and perfect muscle mass or perfect blood work and increased sperm mom. Fantastic. You're doing great. Yeah, Christine. And Christine, in terms of like, here's what happened to me multiple times. And the time I lost the most weight was I did this. Have you guys ever done OptiFast? It's like meal replacement shakes and bars. I hate OptiFast. I think it's such a bad thing. And I lost a lot of weight, well over 100 pounds in like 4 months, 3 or 4 months. And then I stopped. I gained all of it back just as fast. And I know I lost muscle and I regained fat. So this is what happens to many of us over the years. This is why when people say it's like, it gets harder to lose weight with time. Part of why that is because if we lose weight without resistance training, if we lose muscle and fat. And when we regain fat. We almost never regain the same amount of muscle that we lost. And so over the course of years, if you are going down and up and down and up, lose muscle, gain fat, lose muscle, gain fat. So it means that you might weigh the same 5 years later that you do 5 years ago, but because you're so under muscled, your metabolic rate, the calories you burn every day, is so much lower. And so you're like, I used to be able to lose weight and now I can't anymore. And it's like, yeah, you lost your muscle. It happened to me. It sucks. But we can get that muscle back. And this is what happens, Christine. Like, that's why it's almost better to not, if you're going to regain, it's almost better not to lose in the first place because you don't want to lose that muscle. Julie's listened to at least one live a week since you found me. It keeps you in check, reminds you you don't have to be perfect. There you go. Well, thanks, Julie. What a nice thing for you to say. Thanks. That's very kind of you. Bev, the 30-30 challenge. That is awesome. Bev, I'm at starting another. What Bev's talking about here is I want to say maybe August, September, I don't remember exactly. I did a 30 minutes of activity in 30 days, where every day you have to do 30 minutes. It could be walking or weightlifting or gardening or playing with the kids, whatever. 30 minutes where you're going to move your body. And a lot of us did that. And I'm going to start that again on April 1st, Bev. I'm really excited to do another 30 and 30 challenge for us on April 1st. Oh, it's an interesting minor surgical procedure. Oh, yeah, I'll go take a look at it. Interesting. Retiva, you called it? Yes, congrats for all the losses. Christy, you lost a ton of OptiFast and crashed your metabolism forever. Not forever, Christy. You didn't crash it forever. You lost muscle and you can get the muscle back. But yeah, OptiFast, the thing about OptiFast that really makes me frustrated is it's prescribed. You typically can't buy it from the shelves. At least I couldn't when I did this 10 years ago. But you get it through like medical weight loss programs. And so I did my OptiFast through the hospital where I got meal replacement shakes and bars. I will say this, I thought they tasted good. Like I thought the shakes tasted pretty good. But you get these meal replacement shakes and bars. In my case, I also ate lean cuisines and made vegetables. And every week you go and you get weighed in. And so I would weigh in every week and then either do basic movements in a little gym or like a group, like not counseling, like nutrition class. And you do it through the hospital. So you're like, well, this must be the right thing. You do it through your doctor, and ended up being such a bad thing for me. Such a bad thing for me. Jude, you took my advice and called the gym. Hey, that is awesome, Jude. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, I think really most gyms, they want to like be helpful. They want to like, even if they don't sell you personal training, they want to like show you how stuff works. They want to prevent injury. Good for you, Jude. That's great. Nancy, never apologize for being chatty. This is what, like, I thought I'll be here for an hour. I'm here longer because of all the questions. So I appreciate that. Saying all of you are sharing your successes are very encouraging. There we go. I agree. Audra lost on Octavia. Amy's excited for the 30 and 30 challenge in April. And I'm traveling a bunch in April. And so I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to, because I figure if I can do my 30 and 30 challenge while I'm traveling, then hopefully others can get some encouragement from that as well. Wow. Taryn, can I swear and say, holy shit, Taryn, 17,000 steps is a lot with no problem. Oh, good for you, Taryn. That's amazing. Christy, you did the OptiFast group at the hospital. Yeah, there is hope, Christy. Christy, so I had lost and regained weight so many times over the years. And I was usually able to like lose it again after this OptiFast crash out, where I lost so much so quickly and regained it really quickly. After that, my metabolism was destroyed. It seemed like after that moment, it did not matter what I ate, how little I ate, how much movement I did. None of it mattered because I kept gaining over and over and over. And my best case, if I was really restrictive, was I could stop the gain, but I couldn't lose. And I 100% blame OptiFast for that. Everyone take a drink with me. The only thing that allowed me to lose again was the GLP-1. That was it. Along with the walking and the weightlifting. The GLP opened the door, though, for all that. Wow. Caring for others, you've lost 118 since December 24. I am also so grateful for the medication. This is the best thing I've ever done for myself. Ever. Oh, hey, Terry. Nice to see you. Eamon, it'll be everywhere, Eamon. I'll do my 30 and 30 challenge in the Facebook group, TikTok, and here. Probably not Instagram, but I think the Instagram people, I don't think Instagram likes me much. The Instagram followers, like, mostly that's like where my friends are. And I think my friends are very supportive of me, but they did not follow me for the weight loss content. And I forced it upon them, which I'm okay with. Welcome all. I'll do a quick intro. I am Jamie Selsler. This picture is me almost 4 years ago. I was 652 pounds, and I'm happy to talk about that with you. I've I've lost 370 pounds using a GLP-1 medication. I use one called Zepbound. I also do a lot of walking and weightlifting. And I share my story now, hoping that it helps others. I have I've become a certified personal trainer with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. With that, I'm also a certified nutrition coach and a certified wellness coach. And I managed people for 25 years. I managed a lot of people for 25 years. And in that time, did a lot of coaching and mentoring and learning how to help people improve their lives. But I was not able to do it for myself, for my weight, until I got on a GLP-1 medication. And then I was able to do it. And so I'm now taking that experience of how have I lost weight with the GLP-1? I've added that to my experience of coaching people for multiple decades. And I've now added the education on it. And I'm trying to use all of that to help others by answering your questions here and on TikTok and other places. So if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. If you've not yet liked by clicking the thumbs up down here somewhere, I would love if you would find that thumbs up and click it and subscribe if you don't subscribe to me. And yeah, thank you for being here on a Saturday evening. I tell you, I'm almost 50. I'm sure others feel the same way. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I would not have been here. And I would have said, what's YouTube? Because I wouldn't have known because it didn't exist. But I'd be at a bar. Michelle has lost 100 pounds twice on Weight Watchers. I'm not a big Weight Watchers fan. In fact, their Instagram has my picture. They posted on Instagram a few days ago with my picture. And so I'm not super happy. And I had my lawyer send a letter saying, please don't use Jamie's picture without his permission. Unless they want to pay me $1 million, then they can. Social, I'm on Zepbound. So tirzepatide, I'm on the name brand tirzepatide, which is Zepbound or Mounjaro. I use Zepbound, but Zepbound and Mounjaro, if you don't know, are the exact same thing. And that is because in the US, Mounjaro is typically prescribed for diabetes, and Zepbound is typically prescribed for weight loss, sleep apnea, fatty liver disease, a few things like that. But they're the exact same thing, and that's what I use. Callie, you had a hard time exercising until you lost 50 pounds. I had the exact same. Experience. My highest was 650. I started a GLP-1 at 600. I had lost 50, on my own. And then I could not really do anything until I got to about 550. So yeah, I had to lose a little bit too, Callie. Nancy is my friend that told me I wouldn't want to go to my funeral, still with us. Nancy, so what Nancy's talking about here is before I started the GLP, a few things happened. One of them was I was at dinner at a friend's house for dinner with a group of friends, and he's 75 years old. He was 75 at the time, and he's still with us. And he's as cranky as ever. He pulled me aside after dinner, and this was my heaviest, and said, Kitty, he called me Kitty because my friends call me Kitty, like a cat. He's like, Kitty, I want you to go to my funeral. I don't want to go to yours. And when a guy who's 75 tells you who's 43 that he's going to your funeral, it was a wake-up call. And I realized that no one my size, no one this size in this picture is alive when they're 50. None of them. They're not alive when they're 50. And I realized I need to get help because I don't have much time left on this planet. He is still with us. I will see him in a month or two. And I saw him last in November, and I meant to record a video with him. But honestly, I was going to record a video with him, but I was going to thank him. But I got so emotional in the video that I couldn't say it. I'll just do it another time. And he's healthy. He's good. So I'm going to make a video with him the next time I see him so you guys can meet him. Travis was saying taking GLP is the best thing I've ever done for myself. You agree? Yeah, exactly. I am not embarrassed to say it at all. I'd probably be dead without a GLP or really close to it. And That's not hyperbole. That's not exaggeration. I don't think I'd be alive if not for a GLP-1. So that's why when people online try to troll me or say negative things like, oh, there's a lazy or easy way out, I'm like, are you kidding me? Man, I would be dead without it. Do you think that telling me anything's gonna make me feel bad? My alternative is GLP-1 or death. That was it for me. You're welcome. I love helping folks out here for sure. Simply, would you like to hire me? Yes. Social, in the next couple of days, I will be posting about how folks, if they need personal training, can hire me. I'm not going to change anything here. I'm going to keep doing all the stuff I do for free. But a lot of people have DM'd me, and I can't give the individual attention to everyone. But I want to have an option for people who want to do it. So I'm going to let people hire me for like ongoing, or even like a one-time thing to work through your issues. You lost 160 so far. Weight of me, that's one thing that I love about this medication, about this treatment, and maybe other people have experienced this as well. There was a point, once I got a few months in, well, maybe about 6 months in, because I did not lose anything my first 3 months. I had to be on it longer. But I was probably about 6 months in, and I had this realization that this is actually going to work for me. And I've sort of described it like so many times when we're trying to lose weight, when we have weight loss, it feels like playing the lottery a little bit, or it feels like an election where you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know who's going to win the election. You don't know if you're going to win the lottery. You don't know if you're actually going to lose weight and keep it off. And this was the first time with the GLP-1 where I actually felt at one point, this is working. This is actually going to work. And I was so happy. It felt so good to Weight of Me's point here where it feels different. And if you are not yet at that point, anyone watching this in your journey where you feel like this time is different, you'll get there. And it's such a freeing feeling when you get there. Yep, Weight Watch is often not sustainable. Why am I called Kitty? So this group of friends that call me Kitty, I am a volunteer at a youth program called American Legion Boys State. Maybe you've heard of American Legion Boys State or Girls State. It's government camp. They have them all over the country, and there's a boys' nation, like presidents and governors and all that have been involved. And it's leadership. It teaches leadership and citizenship. And I went to it when I was 17. You go to it between your junior and senior year in high school. And so I went to it, and it was great. And then I went back. I got invited to go back the next year as a counselor. It says a counselor. But anyway, the year that I went to it when I was 17, there's lights out. Like you can't go out. You're supposed to have the lights out and go to bed because you're all kids. And I snuck out of my room after lights out because I needed a Mountain Dew. Because when you're a chubby 17-year-old boy, of course you need a Mountain Dew at 11 at night, obviously, right? And so I snuck out of my room, and I was like walking down the hallway, like sneaking down the hallway or the staircase or something. And a few counselors caught me because I did not know this. The counselors stay up all night, like patrolling to make sure kids don't sneak out or whatever, or, sneak someone in, which sometimes happens. People sneak girls in or try to sneak girls in. And they caught me and they yelled at me, "Get back to bed. It's lights out, blah, blah, blah." So I scurried back to my room. And the next year when I went back as a counselor, they called me, they made fun of me and said I was sneaking around like a big cat because I'm a big guy. And they're like, you were like sneaking around the corner like you were some sort of cat. So they started calling me Big Cat just as a dumb nickname. And over the years, that went from Big Cat to Big Kitty. They called me Big Kitty, and then eventually just became Kitty. So now, for the last almost 30 years, that group of friends has been calling me Kitty. That's where the name comes from. Sometimes I tell people it's because I have 7 cats just to see their reaction, but I can't see your faces, so I can't say that to you. Simply Social, how do you contact me? This is if you go to my website, there's a form on there. You can email me or send a form. And if you want coaching, you just go there and I'll get back to you. Christine, your sister-in-law got in a fight at Weight Watchers. The woman would not let her see the scale. She weighed and she gained. Ooh, good for your sister. Freaking Weight Watchers. Michelle remembers the realization when this was the moment it's going to work. He realized it's going to work. It is very empowering. That's the right word. I said freeing. Empowering. That's a much better word, Michelle. Thank you so much. I love this, you guys, when you say that, this is the time that'll work for sure. Yes, when you feel the literal weight lifted from your shoulders. Absolutely. If the person asking about coaching, you can just go to my website and fill out a form there. It sends me an email. I can email you back. You wouldn't buy the 7 cat story because the plant would have been knocked on the floor. Oh, if I had a cat, that cat would destroy my cactus. You are 100% right. You are not lying. Or they would break my lava lamp because it's the 1970s and 80s, so I have a lava lamp. I would say I have this lava lamp because I go social media streaming, but that's not true. I had that lamp long before I ever went on TikTok or YouTube. Travis says, a journey on ZEP feels different. Yes, it's like you know where you're going and you will get there. When you realize I am going to get there, oh, what a fantastic feeling that is. Makes me want, let's drink to that. I'm drinking Crystal Light. You drink whatever you want. I've not done a great job with water today, and I blame you guys for that. I 100% blame you. But you know what? I forgive all of you for that. And I'm going to do better by drinking more water. Amanda, you're still scared I won't work long term. Yeah, I mean, I think it is normal. And I still think about this, Dr. M. I think about, I never want to be this size again in this picture. Like I never want to live that life. And I wouldn't say that I'm scared of that. But in my case, for example, let's say I start to regain and the GLP just, no matter what I do, it's just not GLPing anymore. And the new treatments don't work for me. I would do a bariatric like in a heartbeat at this point. And I always swear I would never do that, but I would because I do not want to go back. And it's, I think, normal to feel scared about this stuff, because now you've gotten a taste, especially you with the travel you just did, like you've gotten a taste of how much better life can be. And so we don't want to go back. As long as the fear doesn't paralyze us or cause us to fall back, Tigrez has a lava lamp. It is a good ambiance. Absolutely, I do. I mean, it's working now, and you're doing great, for sure. Absolutely. If you guys have not yet given a thumbs up, wherever you see the thumbs up, maybe if you're on a computer right below me somewhere here or elsewhere, would be love if you gave a thumbs up for this. Oh, look, I don't know how many thumbs up we have. I'm going to look right now. Hey, we have 73 thumbs up. That's fantastic. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Wait of me, you think you've changed a lot of habits, not perfect, big improvement. Well, I mean, that's exactly right. It doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be good. And changing these habits takes some time for sure. That's why I call if you guys don't know, like this, you see my one change up there, the little logo, that's what I call my coaching business. And I call it that. Can't really say it says what my one change transform your life. The reason I call my coaching philosophy this is we fail at weight loss when we try to do everything all at one time. And I imagine that many of you have done this before, where you say, okay, starting Monday or, the first of the month or January 1st, or in my case, it was always the day after my birthday was always my day one. I'm going to eat better and work out and get my steps in and sleep and water and eating and, all that stuff. And you end up failing relatively quickly because the human mind is not designed to change everything at once. And so when I coach people, the huge part of it is helping them identify what is the one change that they can make that is important, that provides value, but that they can actually make, and then help them come with a plan for changing that thing. And that's why I'm such a huge believer in this my one change. What is my one change? Because it's not going to be the same for everyone. But if you're looking to do that yourself, my advice for you is to think about whatever your hardest day is, your busiest day. When you're busy and you have no time and you have no motivation, think of a day like that. And if I were to coach you, I actually have a process to literally figure this out, but you can think about this now. And what is one thing that you can do for your health on that day? Maybe it's as basic as that day, I can walk for 10 minutes after I eat lunch. I can do that. Or on that day, I can drink a glass of water whenever I go to the bathroom, whatever that thing is. Just pick one change and just do the one change and do that. And when that becomes your new normal, then you add another one. Oh, social. So you take Zepbound? Yes. I've had sleep apnea and it's made a huge improvement for my sleep apnea as well. Hey, thanks, Tiger Eyes. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hello, Randy. How are you? Christine, you don't want to be a downer. You stopped Mounjaro, your appetite came back with a vengeance. Oh, yeah. I mean, Christine, I wouldn't say that you're a downer. That's just real. That's realistic. The studies show that when people go off of a GLP-1, 80% of the time they regain the weight. And not that they necessarily gain all of it back, but they gain a lot of it back over the course of a year or two. And that is just normal. I think now doesn't mean that any one individual is going to gain the weight back. I suspect, I'm not a doctor, I suspect that the longer someone had obesity and the more weight they had to lose, increases the chance they will regain it because they've just had the obesity for so long. I suspect people who lost it very quickly would likely regain it as well. I think the people who use a GLP because they've had a short-term weight gain, often you've had a medical issue or a pregnancy or a medication or stress or something that caused someone to gain very quickly, but they had not had obesity for a long time, that they are maybe the most likely to succeed not regaining if they go off, at least based on the just anecdotes from what I've heard. But yeah, that's why I think for most of us, we have to accept this as a lifetime treatment. Most of our doctors say that. In fact, I don't encourage anyone to use a medication necessarily. I only encourage people to talk with their doctor. But I do suggest that if you don't think that you can be on this treatment for a very long time, I don't think it's worth starting it unless your doctor suggests it and says, do this for a few months. There are other medications, Contrave, phentermine, topiramate, there's other medications that are designed for short-term use that are way, way cheaper than a GLP-1. And so I would caution folks. I see too many people thinking, I'm just going to get on Ozempic for a few months and lose weight for summer. And it's like, that's not how this treatment works, Bev's not a fan of Weight Watchers, me either. Hello, Ms. Kimco, and hello, Angel. Nice to see you. Why was OptiFast a bad thing for me? It's because while I was using it, I was not doing any resistance training. And because I was in such a severe calorie deficit, I lost so much weight really, really fast. By the way, I'm so glad I can answer these questions because I could not say this on TikTok. So thank you guys for being here. I lost so much weight really fast that I lost a huge amount of muscle. And so because I lost so much muscle, it just destroyed my metabolism. Because generally every pound of muscle is going to burn about 6 calories and every pound of fat is going to burn 2 calories. So if you lose muscle and regain fat, your metabolism actually slows down. You might weigh the same at the end, but you burn way fewer calories every day. And that adds up over time. That's why OptiFast was a bad thing for me. It was the worst thing I've ever done when it comes to my weight loss efforts. If I had not lost so much so quickly, then it wouldn't have been as bad. Yep, me too, Alice. Michelle, you had severe sleep apnea. You had it retested. I need to get mine retested. That's my goal, Michelle. I need to get a retest for it. My insurance covers Zepbound, and I'm a tiny bit worried that if I get retested and the sleep apnea goes away, the insurance will try to not cover me anymore. So I have a doctor's appointment Tuesday. I'm going to talk to my doctor about that because I think I'm prescribed for sleep apnea and obesity and a few other things. So it may not make a difference. But Randy, remember you said something the other day on TikTok that I thought the GLPs would come down in price in the next few years. What makes you think that? Randy, a few things. One, just old-fashioned competition. More pharmaceutical companies are getting into the weight loss medication or metabolic treatment medication business. And so there's going to be just more out there. And so competition is going to bring the price down. In addition, the next generation of these medications are coming out late this year, early next year. And so let's say like retatrutide comes out, and that will be by far the best medication that has ever existed for this stuff. They're going to have to charge significantly more than what they're charging for Zepbound or Mounjaro for that. And I think that there are folks who will hit limits where, for whatever reason, they can't lose anymore with tirzepatide, and they will want to go on to retatrutide. And so there's going to be a path there. When people first started GLP-1, they're going to want to use retatrutide. When people have gotten to a point where they're not losing anymore on tirzepatide, they're going to want to go to retatrutide. So that's going to be very expensive. It's going to be $1,000 or $1,200 a month, much like Zepbound and Mounjaro had been. And so I think we're going to see everything else drop in price significantly. I think we're going to see, if I were to place a bet, I would guess that Zepbound and Wegovy will be less than $200 a month cash for the max dose, is what at least the max dose today. Maybe they'll increase the dose levels in the future, but I suspect a year from now it'll be $200 or less. Wait, can I ask why a lifetime member, if you don't like it or didn't start working for them, didn't long term? Oh, you must be asking someone else why they're a lifetime Weight Watchers person. Unless you're asking me something about lifetime member. The only thing I'm not a lifetime member of any club. I've explained the perils of going off the meds almost exactly as your doctor and cardiologist explained things to you. Oh, that's great. That's reassuring, Travis. That's awesome. Yeah, Christine, I freaking hate the insurance companies. They're the worst. Amanda's a lifer as well. Yep, me too. Hey, way to go, Julie. It's the lowest you've waited in 30 years. What a huge win for you. Way to go, Julie. That's fantastic. Wait a minute. You've been hearing the advice to go down a dose and off for a month to start back on lower dose. I'm only a Jamie expert, you guys, when it comes to the medication. I wouldn't do that unless my doctor told me. If your doctor's telling you to do that, then that's great, especially if your doctor's an obesity specialist. I know, so I follow Dr. Spencer Nadolsky. He owns Vineyard, which is a telehealth. They don't make medication. They're a telehealth that, prescribes and does all your checkups and stuff. I've actually interviewed him. If you look at my YouTube channel a few months ago, you'll see an interview I did on TikTok that I uploaded to YouTube here. And he says that if he has patients that are at the max dose and they're not losing anymore, he will drop them down in dose, and that will like to 10 milligram, and that will sometimes get the scale moving again. And maybe a number of reasons for that. Part of it is I think people might start eating more, and that when they're eating more, they have more energy and they might start moving their body a bit more. I suspect that's part of it, at least for some people. But I would not stop taking to like reset our body. At least for me, I don't think that's necessary, but certainly worth talking with your doctor about. Rack Focus loves your CPAP. Even when you lose weight, you never want to sleep without it. You know what, Rack Focus? I've had a really bad cold this last week, and my CPAP's the best thing because if you don't use one, it's a continuous air pressure. And because I was so congested, the air pressure meant that I didn't get clogged up at night. And so I slept pretty well while I was sick because I didn't have to breathe through my mouth. I wasn't like choking in my sleep. So my CPAP, I totally get that, Rack Focus. Yeah, Michelle, I assume that they do the prior authorization is continuation of care for sleep apnea. That's my assumption, just like they do with obesity. I know for obesity, continuation of care with your original BMI is how they do it. I assume sleep apnea is the same, but I'm not 100% sure. Uh, what's the best way to use your GLP-1 to keep your insurance paying for it if that makes sense? Well, you should use it however it's prescribed and whatever your doctor's recommendations are. So I'm not quite sure I mean the best way to use it. I'm not quite sure what the question means. Should use it however the instructions are. So in terms of like weekly injections, in terms of movement and all that kind of stuff. Every insurance company is different. Some insurance companies might require you to have lost a certain amount of weight. I think some require you to lose like maybe 5% of your weight in, X amount of time. But the best thing to do is find out from your insurance company, what do they require in order for you to continue using it, and just make sure you're meeting whatever those requirements are, because it may be a little bit different for everyone. Alice, yep, the self-pay is very expensive, but I also encourage people to think about with the self-pay for a GLP is what are you saving? I think about how much money I used to spend fast food and DoorDash, and I used to spend so much money, and I save a lot of money that I used to spend. So I always tell people, like, think about the cost, sure, but think about the savings as well. What do you think about compounded to save money? Well, I don't do any compounded medication. I think if I have insurance coverage, if I didn't have insurance, I would do cash pay through Lilly Direct. It might cost 100 or 150 more per month, but I would want a name brand personally. But I totally understand why someone would get a compound, and so no judgment on my part. Um, I just, I just, um, yeah, I'd go for the name brand personally. But people should do whatever they can. If I could not, if I could not afford, if I could not afford the name brand and I couldn't get extra money, like doing anything else to get extra money, I would use a compound, absolutely, like before not using it at all. So yeah, I think people should do what's best for them. But if I could afford the name brand, I wouldn't use a compound just to save the money for it. But that's me, and everyone has to do what's best for them. No, I don't think Dr. Nadolsky has any books. Not that I'm aware of. It's still there. Yeah, I suspect my picture will be there for a little while longer until they get the notice from my lawyer. I do not like that they used, and it's very possible that I can do nothing about it because they just used my image from the New York Times article. They're not saying my name. They're not saying I'm endorsing Weight Watchers, but I just don't like my pictures on Weight Watchers because I think Weight Watchers is not healthy. Oh, if you reach your goal, you're a lifetime member, even if you gain it back. Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting, Bev. Wait a minute. How did I exceed the weight for myself? I've lost. Well, I mean, I've lost 370 pounds total now. 320 of that uh, was with the GLP, was Zepbound. How did I exceed that? Uh, movement. Weightlifting. Throughout this process, I've worked really, really hard to keep my muscle. So my metabolic rate is really high. It's really high. And so that's how I've been able to continue losing weight, because I've been able to stay at a relatively significant, or not significant, but I've been able to stay at a calorie deficit while still eating quite a bit. So that's how I've been able to do it. And then I walk a lot. I think walking's really, really valuable over the long run for weight loss. So I think that's a big part of it for me. But mostly I've really just changed my lifestyle and all my habits. That's the big thing I've done. Michelle, your doctor told you to stay on the dose that helped you. Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly right. People are always looking for dosing advice, and especially if they're new. And they often ask me about my dosing. And people ask me for advice for lots of things, but a lot of people, they say, that guy lost a bunch of weight. I want to do exactly what he's doing. I bet some of you are guilty of this as well. And you're like, I want to know everything he does, and I'll just do that same thing, and I'll get the same results. And they really want to know about my dosing for that. And I've been at the I moved up really fast. I'm at the max dose for over 2 years now. And that like horrifies people because they're like, well, I don't want him to say that. I wanted him to say he was at the low dose so I can get the same results at the low dose. But the truth is, when it comes to dosing, every body is different and is going to react differently. So there is no right answer. The only people you should be, the only person you should be listening to about dosing is your doctor. You and your doctor should work together about what's best for you. My general advice for dosing is if you are losing weight at a certain dose and the side effects are manageable, then you should probably stay at that dose. If you're not losing weight, then maybe you should consider moving up your dose. If you are losing weight, but the side effects are very severe and you're struggling, then I'd probably lower my dose. But again, that's such a personal thing and that people should work with their doctor on. Oh yeah, Docs Who Lift is probably my top 3 favorite podcasts, Nancy. Good, Bev. That's good. I'm sorry to hear that, Diane. Wow, you've lost 16 pounds in 3 months. That's amazing. I did not lose anything my first 3 months, so you're doing great. Hey, Luca. Well, I don't use retatrutide, so I can't say if it's better or not. I think at least the clinical trials show that retatrutide is better. Maybe not so much with the food noise suppression, but it seems to be more effective at fat burning. Or tirzepatide doesn't burn fat, but it sounds like reta might have some component to that. So in that sense, for weight loss, retatrutide is probably a little bit better. But I don't use it. I will not use it until the FDA approves it and my doctor prescribes it. And yeah, I don't really do any binge eating anymore. I used to be pretty severe binge eater, huge volumes of food at once, and I never do that anymore. I just never have the desire to do that. I still eat all the stuff I used to eat. I just don't eat a whole large pizza and breadsticks at once anymore, like I used to, as an example. Yeah, Bev, I think because if you're doing weight training or strength training, it's good for you in the long run, but it slows down the weight loss. And Weight Watchers wants people to lose weight as fast as possible. And so and that means losing your muscle. So that's why I'm not a big fan of Weight Watchers. Oh, you were? Yeah. So Mounjaro or Ozempic are good for that. Curious, what reason do I think Weight Watchers is healthy in comparison to... Well, yeah, Melissa. I mean, I think Weight Watchers that idea can encourage really disordered eating. I think Weight Watchers often ties physical activity to weight loss. And so that's my Weight Watchers concern. I did Weight Watchers, and I did Weight Watchers in the US, and I did it in the UK when I lived over in England. And I think they just encourage fast weight loss as much as possible through restrictive eating. And that might get you short-term weight loss results, but it doesn't do much for any long-term success. Well, best of luck to you losing another 80 pounds. So I had the exact same experience here. Angel, I think you said her name was. Yep. Look, any other benefits I noticed from GLP-1? Yeah, certainly reduced inflammation is one. It's hard for me to say what my life is better in every single way, Luca. Like everything in my life is better. And it's hard for me to say if that is the GLP-1's direct effect or if it is I've lost weight. I think generally because I've lost so much weight, it's improved everything in my body, my strength and my joints and my sleep and my breathing and all of that. So it's hard to say the GLP-1's the reason, it's the weight loss. The GLP-1 was critical for that. But the only thing I noticed from the GLP-1 directly was some reduced inflammation, which made everything easier. Oh, that's great, Christine. Well, I'm glad that I was here for you as well. Yeah. Oh, Travis, you must do the cash pay through Lilly Direct. Yeah, because the lower doses are a little bit cheaper. Yep. Weight Watch is about points, not nutrition. Yeah, there you go. Nancy has a lot of non-scale victories. Your favorites when you realize you're waking up in the morning thinking about what you're going to do that day rather than what you're going to eat that day. Nancy. Oh, Nancy, what a great way to put that. I had not thought about that, but I have the same experience, Nancy. That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. Everyone, let's drink to Nancy. We're going to drink water. I'm going to drink Crystal Light. You can drink, whatever you're drinking. Wine. Are any of you doing wine tonight, Dr. M? Or anyone? You were a binge when you were hungover. Oh, when I would drink, that's one of the reasons why I think drinking is not great for weight loss. Not so much because, I mean, it slows your metabolism because your body doesn't burn anything but the alcohol. But when you're drunk or hungover, you often make very poor eating decisions. Your insurance push up. Yeah, I always think it's odd that insurance pushes people to the higher doses. Kind of odd. The forced titration doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that is a big win, Travis, not being in pain when you wake up. Angel, no, I don't think Dr. Nadolsky has any books. But if you search Docs Who Lift, it's a podcast. He has a podcast that's really good. He and his brother, Carl Nadolsky. His brother's an endocrinologist, hormone doctor. And Dr. Nadolsky is a obesity specialist. By the way, I should introduce myself here. I don't think I'll be on live a whole lot longer. Been here for almost 2 hours now. Thank you for being here. We have 77 people in the room. It's very kind of you. My name is Jamie Salzler. This picture is me almost 4 years ago. I weighed 652 pounds. That's the highest that I'm aware that I weighed. And I've now lost over 370 pounds. I use a GLP-1 medication. I use Zepbound, which is the same thing as Mounjaro. And over time, I also incorporate a lot of walking and weightlifting, and that's how I've lost a significant amount of weight. Through this process, I've become a certified personal trainer and nutritionist and wellness coach through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And that has really changed my life in terms of how I approach all of this stuff. And so I'm now here on YouTube and TikTok and elsewhere just to really share my story with you and hopefully help you be successful with a GLP-1 treatment or anything that you're doing. And so I really focus on mindset and the mental, emotional aspect of weight loss that we just don't really talk about enough. And so that's really what I try to focus on. So if you have questions, would be happy to answer them. Please subscribe if you don't already. I really work hard on my videos to hopefully help you learn. And if you have not liked it, hit the thumbs up somewhere down here. If you wouldn't mind giving the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Angel, are there days when I'm just really hungry? Yes, Angel. Actually, I've never had appetite suppression on a GLP-1. Maybe you just heard my stomach growl. I'm hungry right now. I've never had appetite suppression. I still get hungry. I get hungry every day. I don't have the food noise, like where you're thinking about eating all the time. And even if you're eating now, you're thinking about your next meal. I don't have that anymore. That went away. But I still have most days where I get hungry. Yeah. And there are some days when I'm very hungry. When I have those days when I'm really hungry, I have a little conversation with myself and I ask, why am I hungry? Is it hungry because I've not eaten enough today? Did I have a really long hike or workout that day that my body's just really craving some calories and some energy? Because that's what food is. It's energy. And then I'll decide what to eat. Sometimes I eat, more than my calorie allotment that I give myself daily, and I go above that, and that's okay. But yeah, I still get hungry for sure. Luca, the number one thing that the thumbs up might be below. I don't know if you're on a computer or your phone or whatever, but the thumbs up should be somewhere. Luca, the number one thing it helped me with is quieting the food noise. So if you guys don't know what food noise is, how do I want to describe it? So I have an analogy. Imagine that you're a parent and you have a kid, and we're going to name him Timmy. And Timmy's your kid, his young boy, and you go to the grocery store to go grocery shopping that night. And Timmy sees something he wants. He sees a candy bar or, sugar cereal or a cookie, whatever. He sees something and he wants it. And he asks you and you say, no, Timmy, you can't, we're going to have dinner tonight. And Timmy throws a temper tantrum and Timmy starts screaming and crying and hitting the ground and, temper tantrum. And you as a parent have a choice. You cannot get him to stop. And he is so loud, you can't even hear yourself think. So you can choose to somehow just go your whole life listening to him, where if you don't make him stop, all night he's going to be screaming at you. Or do you give Timmy the candy bar or the cookie? It's the wrong thing to do. It will just encourage bad behavior in the future. But at that moment, the one thing that you can do is quiet him down by giving him the candy bar, and then you can go about your day. Timmy is food noise. That is what food noise is like. For those who don't experience it, that's sort of what it feels like. And it's not a situation where you're choosing to give into it. You have no choice. You have, because it's screaming in your head, and giving into it's the only thing that makes it stop for a little while. The GLP-1 quiets the food noise. It makes that food noise go away, and you don't have it anymore. That's, for me, the value of a GLP-1. Others might have other benefits or differences. So, Jude, no, Jude, I've not found a regular schedule for my lives, but I need to. I have been going live on like Friday nights, but I got to find some time. Here's the problem why I struggle with a ongoing calendar for these, and I know I need to pick one. I hate commitment. And so I like doing this and going live, but if I tell you I'm going to be live at 8:00 every Saturday or Sunday or whatever, then I will dread doing it because I'm going to feel like I'm obligated to do it. Whereas if I wake up one day and say, hey, I want to go live today or tonight, then I get excited about it. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I schedule a recurring time so everyone can keep coming back to me and still like doing it? Because I'm new to this. This is not my thing. I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. So like willpower and temptation similar to food noise? No, willpower and temptation have nothing to do with food noise. Temptation is, if I go to the bank and the bank has a cookie sitting there at the counter that, you can eat the cookie while you wait for your banker. Or you might go to some store where there's like a free piece of candy and you have to decide whether or not I eat that. That's temptation. Food noise is if the cookies get up and as you leave the bank, the cookies are following you the whole time saying, eat me, eat me, eat me, eat me, eat me. That's food noise. There's a huge difference. And that's the temptation of food noise. So it's not a willpower thing. If you have those cookies falling around screaming, eat me the whole time, is it willpower to eventually eat a cookie because your choices are eat a cookie or they follow you the rest of your friggin' life? It's not a willpower thing. The person with the strongest willpower on the planet is going to give in to food noise. I don't care who you are or how strong your willpower is. If you think my willpower means that I'm not going to give in to food noise, it means that you have never experienced food noise, and I am really happy for you. I'm not saying the person asking the question. I'm just saying a person who thinks it out there. Yeah, I've seen that as well, where dosing every 10 days or 2 weeks may allow someone to maintain their weight loss. I think that'd be amazing. That would certainly save a lot of money for sure. Travis, your food noise is worse for you on the road. Yeah, I totally get that. Road trips and travel in the airports and all that can be a struggle. So I'm glad that it works out for you. Yes, I think the Medicare, I heard that the Medicare has changed some of their policies and their rules. I think we're going to see a bunch of Medicare changes in the next 2 years that will open up GLP for a lot more people. Yeah, Julie, if you go check my account, I uploaded a 30-minute workout. I do 9 different exercises from home, and these are just using your body or things around the house. And I have 2 rules for my workout video. I don't do anything that I could not have done at 600 pounds, and I don't do anything that involves getting on the ground and getting back up. For some folks, that's hard to do. And so I try to make very accessible workouts for people who have never worked out and have no clue what to do. And that's what my workouts are. And so if you go watch that, you can just hit play and put it on your TV, your phone or whatever. And during that time, I build you don't have to fast forward. I put all the breaks in there and the rest in there. And so give that a watch if you're trying to learn how to work out from home. Yep, there you go, Jennifer. That's a good point about Costco for sure. Angry old studies show reduced dopamine to things. Yeah, people who have alcohol addictions are fine with the GLP there, or gambling addictions. That it's really helping a lot of that. So I think that's wonderful. Yeah, my picture's still on Weight Watchers. Yeah, I agree. I don't like it being over there. Really good webinar. Thanks. Forward to the next call. Well, for sure, SoCal. Thank you. Yes, go to that website, and I will get back to you about the coaching. You work for an accountant. It's tax season. You better listen to Jamie and get some sleep. Yes, get your sleep, Nancy. I'm going to be offline in a couple minutes here anyway. So, Nancy, thanks so much for all your questions. Really, very great feedback. And Nancy, by the way, Nancy always comments on all my videos. I really appreciate that, Nancy. I notice and I appreciate it. Julie's getting some Diet Pepsi in tonight. Yep, we got some Diet Pepsi. By the way, if you guys have not yet subscribed, please do. I'm going to give you, this is your 5-minute warning. We're going to spend 5 minutes on here. By the way, when I end the live, and I'll mention this in a few minutes, I want you to stick around because I tried to put a little like outro video, and I want you to see it, so I want to make sure it works. So stick around the next few minutes and then watch that little video at the end. This is only like my 3rd or 4th YouTube live, so I'm trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. Welcome, by the way. I'm Jamie. This picture is me here. I've lost 370 pounds from a high of 650. And I'm happy to answer any questions about that stuff. I use a GLP-1 medication. I use one called Zepbound. Same thing as Mounjaro is what I use. I'm also a certified personal trainer with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And I'm a nutritionist and a wellness coach. So I tried to add education to my life experience to make sure I'm giving the best possible information to you here. So I appreciate you guys being here. Also, I should put this. I'm on TikTok. So if you guys are on TikTok, you're also welcome to follow me over there. JAMSCLZ, would love to have you follow there. I go live over there as well. The lives are very different over there because when you're on TikTok, most people are in the room for just like a minute or two. And so I get the same questions over and over. Like no one tonight has asked me about loose skin, which surprises me. If I had done 2 hours on TikTok, I would have answered the loose skin question probably 150 times. And that's not an exaggeration. But I post way more over there because they're just short little videos. Should say everything I post on TikTok, I put over here on YouTube as well. So I post them as shorts shorts over here. Thanks, Travis. I love the TikTok. I love the YouTube lives. I'm really liking them. Brenda, you like the YouTube. Brenda, I think the reason you like the YouTube lives is because when I was on TikTok at first, this is what my TikTok lives were like. If you remember, I am sure you remember. They were just sort of like more conversational, and they've sort of changed now. Because now when I go live on TikTok, I get 200 people in there. But even if I have 200 people in here, it would still be like this because people stay longer, and I can like pin the question so they can see the question I'm answering. Yes. So Zepbound's the same as tirzepatide. Tirzepatide is the name of the drug, like the compound itself, the drug that is used. The name brands are, so for example, these are tissue wipes. The name brand is Kleenex. Tissue wipe, Kleenex is the name of the brand. Tirzepatide is the name of the drug itself, but the name brand that it's sold under is either Mounjaro or Zepbound. But all three are the exact same thing. Thanks, Robin. Yeah, I think about analogy. I think of the reason I have that food noise analogy and others is because people who don't experience obesity or food noise don't understand it. They don't get it. So I find by using analogies to explain it to them, they get it. They're like, oh, that makes sense to me. So feel free to steal my analogies if people in your life don't understand food noise. You're welcome. You have to have moderate or severe, so it's good to know. I am still quite a ways away from Medicare, so hopefully by the time I turn 48 soon. So hopefully by the time I get on Medicare, I'm glad I actually will get to be on Medicare. Hopefully, like I'll live long enough that I imagine that's so long from now they will really have it kind of figured out. Sorry, my trainer's texting me. That's odd. Oh, fabulous! Because you couldn't walk for long. Yes, wait a minute. I get it. Sarah, you're coming on. Ray's about to leave, Sarah. How's the move going, Sarah? So-called what electrolytes do I use? I use two kinds. I use micro ingredients, and I like that. They're cheaper. So when people talk about, one second, I have a little runny nose. When people talk about electrolytes, that's sodium or potassium, calcium, magnesium. Oh. Stop. 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 My robot thought I was asking about changing the lights. Anyway, electrolytes are generally going to be sodium or potassium. And I don't drink any sodium electrolytes because I think we just get a lot of sodium in our diets anyway. So I go for potassium electrolytes, and there's not too many brands of them. So the potassium electrolytes I drink mostly as a potassium supplement are micro ingredients, which tend to be a little bit cheaper, and they're big bags, or Ultima Replenisher. And Ultima Replenisher tends to be a little bit more expensive. But one of the things I like about Ultima Replenisher is you can get little bins of them, but you can also get packages like this that have individual packets. And so I have this because there are times, particularly if I'm traveling or something, I can just like pour this into a bottle of water or something. And so I have Ultima Replenisher for when I'm on the move, and I use micro ingredients when I'm at home, because they're cheaper and they're still really good. Good potassium. 100% Bev, you're so right. Yeah, the bridge program that's launching this year is very interesting. Well, I think, yeah, they're piloting it this year. It's very exciting. You like the YouTube better? It doesn't feel, it is rushed on TikTok. Yeah, you're not wrong, Christine. It's very rushed. Hey, Sarah, congrats. You're in the new home. That is awesome. By the way, you can't have mods in YouTube. Well, maybe you can have mods. Maybe I should add. I don't want to put you guys to work, though. I don't even know how to add a mod. You love Girls State? Oh, Southern Mom. I love Boys State. And I used to go to Girls State every year. They were different weeks, so I could go to Girls State on behalf of Boys State and spend time with their program. I always really liked it. Yeah, Letty, microingredients is very low sodium, and it's primarily potassium. That's why I really like the microingredients. Everyone, take a drink of water with me. You know the rules. I'm getting better with the YouTube. I learned how to have the picture up, although I think I'm going to move the picture because here are my certificates, my certifications for personal training and nutrition, and I'm very proud of them. And I don't like that the big old Jamie here is blocking them, so I might move big old Jamie to this general region. I've learned how to do an intro video, an outro video, and I have learned how to pin questions. What my next thing I'm going to do is figure out how I can stream to YouTube and TikTok at the same time, at least for a few minutes. The problem is on TikTok, I'm always getting violations because anytime I talk about food, it's not just me. Anytime any of us talk about food, we get restricted and we get warnings. And so, for example, if I were on TikTok now, and if I said, I encourage you to eat whole natural food, to really focus on protein and just to eat good healthy food, within a minute I would get a restriction that says I'm encouraging eating disorders for saying that, and that's not an exaggeration. And so I really prefer, to Letty's point here, I really prefer this platform as well for that reason. If you guys have not yet subscribed to me, please do. I am loving, we've had 60, 70 people in here for 2 hours. And when I'm done, this will be uploaded to YouTube. So you guys, if there's something here that you want to re-listen to, or if you thought that anything I said was useful or helpful, you can please go watch it again or share this with folks. And then I really focus on trying to educate folks on a regular basis. Thank you, Jude. That's very nice of you to say. How do I get my protein in my diet? So I eat about 220 grams of protein a day. And so I do an egg type thing in the morning where I do typically 4 eggs and cottage cheese and egg whites, and I blend them together and I make them like a scrambled eggs. I typically do a tuna wrap for lunch, where I do a couple cans of tuna and a high fiber tortilla, the Mission carb balance tortillas I really like. Then in the evening, I'll typically do like a pound of ground beef. I'll eat the whole pound of it, or I'll do chicken and rice and vegetables as well. But that will get my protein in. And then I typically do 1 protein shake a day. And that's how I get my protein in. I get about 220 grams a day. Thank you. It's really nice of you to say. You have high blood pressure, use Ultima as well. Yeah, for those with high blood pressure, obviously talk with your doctor, but you don't want to be too high on sodium. And electrolytes have an actual impact on our heart. So we want to make sure that we don't just pump ourselves full of potassium or sodium just because we think it's the right thing to do. You can actually cause problems. So be cautious with any electrolytes without talking to a doctor. So social, I have not tried cauliflower rice. I probably should try. I like basmati rice is sort of or white rice are kind of my go-tos. Kind of want to make some rice tonight, actually. But I've not tried the cauliflower rice. Jennifer, do I have the cold thing of GLP users I get? How do I stay warm during the winters? I do get cold relatively quickly. And I don't know if it's because of the GLP-1 or I just have lost so much weight that my body's not used to being this small. I mean, I'm still big, but relatively. And so I do get cold. How do I stay warm? I just, jackets, jeans. It's funny. For my whole life, I've not lived in North Dakota forever. I'm from here, but I moved away for about 10 years. I lived in Kentucky and England and Washington, Seattle. But whenever I was in North Dakota, it didn't matter if it was negative 10 degrees, I was still wearing shorts. I cannot do that now. If it's less than 40 degrees, I get cold. And so, yeah, I definitely experienced that. And once again, I made the mistake of clicking out of this. So hopefully you all didn't leave before I get to say goodnight. My giant fingers scroll out and then I'm like, oh no, and I have to come back in. My bad. Yeah, I love body armor, Christine. I do there's regular body armor and then there's body armor light and body armor zero. And I do the zero version of body armor. And I like body armor because, again, that's Gatorade's sodium, body armor is potassium. And I do, whenever I'm traveling, I'm always grabbing the body armors, the zeros. I'll do the light if the zero's not available. But I make a video daily of, wow, can you make a video of a day with Jamie to help with the proteins? Well, I don't know if I can make a video. Oh, I see Silker asking, or social, what I eat in a day. Maybe I can. Here's why I'm a little hesitant is I want to be very careful about people just kind of copying me. Like just, hey, I'm going to do what he does. The reality is my calories are very high. I eat between 2,700 and 3,000 calories a day. And I eat at least 220 grams of protein a day. And I worry if I make a what do I eat in a day video, because people see I lost a lot of weight, they'll just copy it and do what I do. And if you eat the way I do, unless you are me with my muscle and all that stuff, I worry you're going to gain weight by copying me. And so that's why I've never done a what do you eat in a day video. On TikTok, I do have some recipe videos. But that's, maybe I can do a video of just protein ideas rather than what I eat in a day. Yes, that's right. You get, even talking about even if I say I like eating chicken and rice, I'll get a flag on TikTok. Yes, Eamon. I'm going to actually, not a music video. I'm going to end this live in a minute, and then please stick around for another minute or two, guys. So that way, you can tell me if you do not see a video, comment on this saying you didn't see a little going away video. Jamie in the kitchen. Yeah, I think that could be right. That might be bad. All right. I hate to leave when we have so many folks here, but I should finish so I can, it's getting a little late. I got to get a little bit of food in me. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, for everything. If you do not yet subscribe, please do. This will be posted on my YouTube. You can share this with anyone if you think it's relevant for them. Watch it again if it's something that you think that you need to hear. Thank you so much, Silly Me, for the great night. For all of you, for the great night. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. I'm going to end this. Fingers crossed. We get a little thank you goodbye video. It's 15 seconds long. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.